It's Friday, February 7th, and it's time for your weekly recap. Miguel says, I can't come up with ambitious card routines. Can you help me out? Thank you, sir, Chris. Smiley face. The key thing with ambitious card routines is that you want it to build. Each new phase you want to be more amazing or more impossible than the one before it. Because if you think about it, you're just sticking a card in the middle and it's coming to the top, just over and over and over again. That can get boring. So you want each time you do it for it to be a little different and for it to be a little better. 444RR, I have a question. When will we see another Geek Report? I love them. They are so funny. Also, the trick I'm having trouble with is the Jumbo Sponge Bunny. How do you work that into the Sponge Rabbit trick? Thanks, Chris. Smiley face. We have plans of doing Geek Reports and other silly videos in 2014. We are really excited, and I'm not quite sure what the schedule is on those yet, but definitely be on the lookout. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and when a Geek Report shows up, then it'll show up in your feed, and you'll know, you know?
It's better than Vienna sausages wrapped in slices of American cheese.
A lot of processed food.
Here's a trick with a Jumbo Sponge Rabbit that I like to do. After I finish the rabbit routine, I go into my pocket and I get this into a nice fist like this, and then I take one of the baby rabbits from the spectator and I act like I'm putting it in my hand. What I'm actually doing is just popping it around my thumb, okay? But from the front, it looks like I'm pushing it into my hand. I'm actually just pushing it around my thumb, into my fingers, and then I get my hand up like this so that I can pop it in, okay? And I usually do a turn at that point too, because the larger action covers the smaller action. So then I give it a little push like that, and I say, cherish these moments because they grow up so fast. And then I open this up and it's a giant rabbit. And it's hilarious. Hey Chris, in your opinion, what version of Blind Sight by Devin Knight is better? The original, the 2.0, or the outdone? Thanks, smiley face. 2.0 is my favorite. Jeremy, I'm having trouble finding a routine for surprising dots. I like to set up that final reveal in surprising dots with my patter in the earlier phases of it. So what I do is I point out that if I hold it like this, I'm hiding one, and if I hold it like this, even though you're not seeing it, your mind thinks that it sees that final dot. And then I do the same on this side, talk about it, turn it over again, and I say, okay, so I've got 5 dots here. It looks like 6, even though you're not seeing 6, your mind just thinks that it sees 6, okay? And then your mind just thinks that it sees 3. And then on the back side, my punchline is, and on this side, I don't know what you're thinking, or what your mind is thinking, and then you show this and it's just a bunch of dots. It's hilarious. This week I want to talk to you guys about imagination coins. This is Garrett Thomas's Coins Across routine. Very, very cool, very clever concepts going on in here. You get a gimmick, you get a carrying case for the gimmick, and you get an instructional DVD, which is fantastic. The stuff that you're going to learn in here is not only going to apply to this coin routine, but it's going to apply to your coin and your close-up magic just in general. It's going to make you a better magician. I highly recommend that you check out Imagination Coins by Garrett Thomas at magicgeek.com. Logan Magic 98, hey there Chris, I'm having a problem with the patter in my tricks. Sometimes they don't know what's happening because my patter is bad. And ideas to sort it? Smiley face, smile face, winky smiley face. I think the first thing you need to do is get rid of your patter completely and just focus in on the trick. If your audience is having a hard time figuring out what the trick is, what the effect is, it sometimes means that you don't have a clear idea of what the effect is supposed to be. So what you do is you get rid of all your patter, you look at the trick, and you try and write down what that trick is in one sentence. What is the effect? What is happening in the trick? As soon as you have that really clear, then you can start to build your patter and your routining around it, and it's going to be much clearer to you and to your audience. BB Magic Tricks, hey Chris, if I fail doing a card trick, if I do a bad double lift and pick up 3 cards instead of 2, a bad control, whatever, what are your suggestions? I mean, what would you do if that happened to you? Thanks, smiley face, cheers, smiley face, smiley face. So many smiling faces. Well, first off, this never happens to me. I never mess up, ever. Okay? If this happens to me, what I do is I keep going with the trick as if that's a part of the trick. If I show a card and it's not the card, I go, see, it's still not at the top. And then I turn it back over and either do like a second deal or whatever I need to do to get the card into their hands, and then snap my fingers and it appears in their hands. Basically, your audience has no idea what your trick is going to be. They don't know what your routine is going to be. They don't know what it's going to look like. So if you mess up, they don't know that you've messed up until you go, oh, I messed up. So just don't do that part. Skip that. Go, oh, see, that's not your card. All I have to do is snap my fingers and it changes into your card, or whatever it is that you need to do to fix the routine and keep going with the rest of it. Hannah from Facebook, favorite food, XXX, love ya, X. Sushi is my favorite food. Love sushi. It's raw fish and rice. Andrew from the Magic Geek blog, hey Chris, what is a good story / presentation for the trick penetration for kids? It's an easy trick, but I can't seem to get a positive response no matter what I try. What I've found with little kids is they love it when you mess up. So if you go to the bill as if you're going to write on it, as if it's like, the trick isn't you're gonna put a pen through the bill, you're gonna draw a mustache on George Washington or something like that, and then you go, oh, and then you snap the pen through the bill and it looks like you've totally messed up and you react to that. Kids are gonna laugh, they're gonna have a good time, and then you do something totally amazing like pull it out of there and restore the bill. So I think just kind of going with what your intention is and how you respond to it is really how you appeal to children. Michael, what is your go-to trick to wash away any doubters? I have this one heckler that always claims to not be amazed and claims he knows the trick. Personally, I always go for unshuffled. The reason for that is even if they understand how it works, even if they figure it out, it's still flippin' amazing because the technique is really hard and really cool. So that is the one that I always go to. You kind of want them to appreciate you for the work that you're putting into your magic. Sometimes with a heckler, you're just not gonna amaze them. You're just not, and that's fine. But for me, I always go for a trick that's just technically challenging and really baffling at the same time, like unshuffled, and usually that shuts them off. Well, it is a new month, and that means there is a new Geeky Times, and there's a very cool contest in this month's Geeky Times. There is a caption contest. So I drew a cartoon, and you write your favorite caption in there, and then you hashtag us in it. You use the hashtag that is included in here. And at the end of the month, I'm gonna pick one person, my favorite caption, and they get a $25 gift certificate, and their caption and the cartoon will get featured on the back page of next month's Geeky Times. So it's a really cool contest. The only way to get one of these is to place an order at Magic Geek, any order. You can place an order for anything, and you will get a Geeky Times. This is a really fun newsletter that we do. There's lots of cartoons and articles and reviews and stuff like that. So definitely check this out by placing an order at Magic Geek during the month of February. Alg 19, when I'm practicing, everything seems to do pretty well, but when I'm performing, even if I don't get nervous, I confuse the story, or I forget some of it, or I fail at my techniques. What can I say so the audience who saw that don't leave thinking like, he's a total failure? Here's what I would do. I would get some self-working, no-fail magic tricks to have on you at all times. And if you fail at a magic trick, you can go right into a routine that you know is going to work and you know is going to blow them away. These kind of tricks are not only going to save you and make the audience forget that you messed up something earlier, but they're also going to give you more confidence, which is going to help you with those more difficult tricks and more difficult patterns. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. I want to thank you very much for watching. Next week, we're going to be talking about levitation. So if you have questions about levitations or floating or animating objects, that kind of stuff, please leave them in the comments section down below or on Twitter, Facebook, or the Magic Geek blog. And I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.